hopefully that worked. Okay, hey y'all, I'm Brandy Walker. I think I know pretty much everybody on this call. And we're excited to have you guys on tonight because we're just going to talk about our June incentives. And we actually have Sarah Byers, Emerald Ambassador. She's going to talk to us tonight about how she's connecting with new prospects on social media because she's been killing it with that. I don't know if y'all, follow her, but she is a high recruiter most months. I mean, anywhere from 3 to like 12 people. I mean, it's just kind of crazy. She's pretty good at that. So I'm kind of excited to hear, some tips that she's got to share with us. And then of course, we're going to talk about our goals and how to set them and the incentives that Plexus has to offer. So first up, real quick, we're going to have Tina Conrad. She's going to tell us about the incentives.
Sorry about that. Okay, so we all love a promo code to offer our potentials. So they're keeping that around, which I love. Give 10. Give that to your new VIPs when they join and they save $10. And then this month, when they join using that, they'll also get $10 off their July order, which I think is way cool because we want consistency. And then we have rank or save 10. So any of your customers, brand ambassadors, anybody who did not order in May and hasn't ordered yet in June, there's a code for them, the save 10, and that saves them $10 on an order of 50 PV or more, which is also very cool. Rank rewards, excuse me, brand ambassadors that maintained or exceeded their May paid as rank, they can earn rank rewards in June. You have to enroll 3 new level 1s at 100 PV or more order, but golds get an extra $100, senior golds $150, rubies $200, and senior rubies $250. So yay, we love bonuses. Sleep is product of the season still. We love the sleep. You can get sleep with your perks for 250 perks rather than 300. So you're getting it at a discount. And then convention, raise your hand if you're coming to convention. There's still time to register. Excuse me. So reach out to somebody if you're interested and we'll find a place for you. And then of course our fast start program for your new VIPs is still in place. And that's when you receive extra bonuses for kind of, hitting the ground running and, hitting those goals quicker. They reward you with extra bonuses. So we also have a really exciting incentive, but Kay is going to talk about that in a few minutes. So I think that's all.
Okay, y'all, those bonuses are crazy. So
I know, I love it.
It's kind of a lot to remember, but I mean, all you have to do, if you can't remember, we've got posted literally everywhere and just, talk to any of us. Happy to help. Okay, this is the part I'm super excited about is Sarah's going to share with us about social media.
Hey everyone, I was trying to unmute, so I might need to learn that before I talk about social media. I'm going to just quickly share my screen. I made some notes. It says disabled participant screen sharing. I mean, I don't really need to share my screen. It just looks pretty and I have some things on there, but it's not really that big of a deal if you can't do it. It's fine. I'll just share.
Brandy, well, I don't know about on your Mac, but it's under the little security button. You can go in and enable participant screen sharing. They don't have to be a host.
It's totally fine. I'll just go. So I'm going to talk about social media tips, and that includes everything from Facebook, Instagram. Not really going to talk about TikTok, mention it briefly, but I would love to hear in the chat which platform you tend to go on the most. Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? I don't know. There's a ton of other ones. So let us know which ones you tend to go on the most. So there are some stats that I have on my screen. I guess I can read my own screen. And it's pretty incredible because I hear a lot of people that are talking about their business, and a lot of times they're like, I just don't have like that many friends, or I don't know that many people. Well, as of April 2024, my printer decided to print all of a sudden. Instagram has over 2.4 billion active users each month. Facebook has the most, 3.65 billion. And done printer. And TikTok has 1 billion. That's a lot, like billion, not million, but billion. That is just an incredible amount of people that are on there, and not including, think about how many people are just in your community around you. You know, we're not just stuck on social media to grow. So I want to make sure that you know that there are other ways that you can grow besides social media. Just tonight, we're focusing on social media. So I mostly post on Facebook, but recently I've been leaning into a little bit of Instagram, and I have been learning that over I'd say the past couple of years, kind of learning about Reels. I post on my stories there because the two of them are linked together. If you need to know how to do that and don't like know instantly how to do that, I can send you a video. So if that's a challenge to you, if you've never been on both of them and linked them, let us know in the chat and someone will help you do that, because it's not that hard. We'll figure it out. But they post together. And so what I mean is when I open up Instagram and I post in my stories, let me know if y'all are on Instagram and posting in your stories, or Facebook and in your stories. We're going to talk a little bit about stories, so that's pretty important. So I want to hear from you. But the two of them can link together. So I love that. So if I post to Instagram stories, it's going right into Facebook stories. So I love that. So I'm kind of getting two markets at once. But on Instagram, I'm learning some different ways to grow. And I've done kind of specific things. I wrote some notes out. If you guys want my notes afterwards, I'm kind of run through them really quick. Just reading through them. If you have questions as I go, I'm going to break them up into like 4 topics. The first one is posting consistently. I'd say this is like the most important thing that you can do, other than reaching out and connecting with people, is posting consistently, whether that's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, blah, blah, blah. Whatever one is your thing, you need to do that consistently. And for me, that usually looks like 1 time a day on Facebook, but not every day. Like sometimes it's like 5 times a week. I actually had a coaching call with Instagram coaches or whatever, and they said only post on Instagram 3 to 5 times a week. But it's important for you, I would say a clear plan for you to do is sit down, take a few minutes, write out what you like to post about, and post on those topics with bringing value, inspiring others, motivating others, not being salesy. And what that means to me is not posting like, I got a sale. Every once in a while, you know, we will have a sale. And I always tell my team, like, after that sale is over, make sure you're removing those from your timeline. So if you still have something up from last month, like a sale thing, remove that. Just a little tip there. But you want to connect with your audience, you know, who is watching you through your posts. And so pick some topics that you like. For me, it's plexus, health and wellness. They kind of all go together. That can include like recipes. It can include facts about walking or exercise or protein or gut health. That kind of has a lot wrapped into it. I like to motivate others. I like to talk about business influence. So that might be talking about dreams, goals, plexus business, books I'm reading, personal development. And then I love to talk about church and family life. That's pretty much all I post on. So think about some of those topics that you like to post on. And I recently learned, this is just a little tip again, don't post the same thing that you're posting on Instagram and Facebook. I know we talked about stories going over, that's fine. But like your main post, you do not want to post the same things. It messes with the algorithm if you're sharing them from post to post from Instagram and Facebook. And kind of divides up and it makes your algorithm, like say you're posting on an Instagram and it's going directly to Facebook, that is messing with your algorithm on Instagram because some people are seeing it there and some people are seeing it on Instagram. And anyways, they said, don't do that. So try and you can space them out. Like if you want to do the same post a couple days later, do that, but don't do the same ones on both. That was from the coach on Instagram. They said best times on Instagram to post are from 12 until 5. They suggest to connect with potentials or bigger accounts that you are following that are kind of in your area of focus. So like say you post about gut health only on Instagram, or maybe you post about mental health, or maybe you post about exercise or fitness or spirit, soul, and body, like whatever is your area. You want to kind of connect in with some other bigger accounts 5 minutes before, and then afterwards connect with some of your potentials that you are in conversation with. Or if you don't have that yet, you'll be building that list. And I'm going to teach you how to do that real quick. Just a real quick tip on Reels, which is on Instagram. I don't know what they call them on TikTok. I'm just calling them Reels, but keep them super simple. I don't know if you've seen other people post, but like some people are growing like crazy because they are just picking like one thing to post on. And that might be like, I've seen a lot of people post on cortisol and mental health and their drink. I'm not going to name the company, but we totally help with cortisol too. Our pink drink helps with cortisol. So you can focus on that. And they're literally doing like the dumbest little, they're called B-rolls. And you're basically like, I could just film myself right now. Like I'm on my computer, and that is a B-roll, and it literally takes seconds to make. Don't overthink it. Don't like put yourself out thinking you got to do all these creative, super things for Instagram to make Reels work. It can be so simple and have similar information, repeated every week, and that will grow your account. So don't overthink it. I want to encourage you guys, like if you've never done Reels before, it's going to take you a little bit of time to figure it out. There's tons of videos on them, but you really can grow a lot of followers from it. You can attract people that you've never even had connection with before. That can happen through hashtags. Also, Instagram coach told me only 5 to 7 hashtags, make them really relevant to your post. You don't want to repeat them every time. And this is just a little tip that I also learned is once you do a reel, I don't know if this is for TikTok because I don't do TikTok, but on Instagram, you want to save your own reel. I made a little folder called My Reels, and I do the little save flag and then save that into your thing because it's putting, some action on your reel once you do it. And then either tag it to a friend or two in the post that supports you, like find a couple friends that support each other or somebody that you're connecting with on there, or send it to somebody that might go and like it. And then the last thing is share it to your stories. And another quick tip, I know a lot of people, I see a lot of people do it in their stories. They're posting their reel to their stories and then they're covering it up. You don't want to do that. I believe the coach told me that. You don't want to cover it up. You want them to see that reel because even if they don't go to your profile for the reel, if they heart it on your story, it still helps with the views and the algorithm. And so they really want you just to like have something that attracts them to go comment on it. So a lot of times I'll write new reel. I'll say, do the little click thing. And then I'll say, go check out my new reel and let me know, if you connected with it or if you can relate to it or ask them a question about it, but you want to try and get them to go comment on your reel. I hope I'm not flying through this too fast. Share it to your stories. Don't cover it up. Okay. Don't forget to go to your potentials that are liking your reel or after you post the reel. You want to spend about 15 minutes like total before 5 minutes before, post your reel, 5 minutes after, should be able to get done in that time, share it to your story, and then just have some connecting going on, because it's just going to help bump it up. And then from your reels and your posts, same thing, basically, you want to collect a list of potentials. And this is the same thing on Facebook. You're doing a Facebook post, you want to comment before and after. If you're really wanting to use your social media in a good way to kind of gather people there. Same thing on Facebook. You want to do it before and after, and then collect names from people that are liking and commenting on the reels or posts, and keep it simple. So the planning and the niching down can really help. As far as doing reels, I want to hear from you guys if you are doing reels. And do you feel like you overthink them? Because I know I went through a season that I totally overthought them, but then I got in a season that I was, I'm sure some of y'all remember it. Like every reel that I did, I was walking. It was like my feet, and I was walking, and then I was like, I'm here, and I would show like where I got, and I would have text over it. I literally got 18,000 followers within like a month just from doing the same thing. So are we overthinking it? Yes, you're overthinking it. Like find that person that will kind of inspire you. Like maybe it's a digital marketer, maybe it's somebody that does exercise or high protein recipes. They're posting basically the same thing every day. Like the same little video, might be a different recipe, might be a different exercise, but it's the same thing. And so stop overthinking making reels or doing your posts, and stop feeling stuck and being in comparison mode. Like just put some content out there, try and keep it kind of in the same realm, and just do it. I'm telling you, just doing those B-rolls has like kind of freed me up, and I don't have to worry about looking perfect or anything like that. Okay, last things. I'm going to try and fly through this. I have more notes than I'm going over, so I can send these to you or post them in a PDF afterwards. Stories is a huge, huge way. If you're not up for reels yet, post in your stories. Let me know in the comments if you're in your stories daily. Incredible way to build relationships, and is through your stories. And this is really kind of the kicker of how I find most of my people is I don't time myself because I'm not on a time limit, but I try and just do it for a certain amount of time. But I watch other people's stories that I'm following. Like I'll go follow them. A lot of times I'll see if they're doing another business that is not Plexus or similar to Plexus, because I don't want to reach out to somebody that's doing a supplement company. It's just a waste of time. So I'll find these people, I'll start following them, I'll follow in their stories. Say they post a picture of them on vacation. I'm like, oh, that looks amazing. Where are you on vacation? That looks so incredible. I'm asking questions. Say they post a picture of graduation. Where is your daughter going to college, or is she gonna take a year off? You know, whatever question you can ask, basic little questions, get in there, compliment them, send them, you know, an encouragement, but ask a question, because that is going to send you into their messages, and they'll usually respond, especially if it's just like 1 or 2 lines. You know, they might be intrigued. And I see this more on Instagram with strangers. I've created relationships with strangers. It's kind of odd, but it happens. And it's people that I feel like are connected to me. And then on Facebook, I do this with people like old friends, family, people that I went to high school with, or people that I used to teach art classes, like some little small connections that you don't know them very well, but you know them. That is a great way to just build connections and relationships, because this is a relational business. We are building this business through our connections, bringing value to people, encouraging them. And you want them to follow you. You want them to trust you. You want them to laugh with you. You want them to cry with you. You want them to pray with you. And you're going to do that through messages if you're building on social media. Of course, do this with in person. you know, in person is a great way to build your business. If you are a natural, like my sister's on here, she is a natural with just talking with anybody. She can make friends with a total stranger and probably hear their life story within 10, 15 minutes. So if you're best in person, like do that, but also work on building in your stories, you know, share a funny story from somebody that you met in person. So don't negate stories, because I feel like it's such a great way to connect with people. So chatting back and forth in stories. Okay, this is a great tip too. Once you're doing a couple of questions back and forth, don't wait and like build this deep connection. Don't wait to bring up Plexus. Lesson learned, done that before, and you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm in this deep conversation, and you're like, I don't know. And then you're like, well, how do I bring up Plexus now? People, I learned this from Bob Heilig, which he is an incredible, you know, coach in this area. He said, just don't make it weird. Like, go ahead and bring it up. Like, ask simple questions about asking them about Plexus. So you can say, trying to see where my examples are. You can just say, are you open-minded to try the gut health system that I'm always sharing about? Have you seen me share my testimony? I'm just curious, what are you doing for your gut health or energy? Like if they're watching your stories, or you know, you've been in a conversation maybe about their daughter, you can say, I'm just curious, what are you, you know, doing for your health lately? I've been on this gut health path, and I would love to share a little bit more about what I'm doing. Like a couple of questions, keep it super simple, and you'll be surprised at how many people are like, I've never heard of Plexus. What is it? So, and then I would also say, I was chatting with my sister again today, and she said she brought up Plexus just in a little texting thing. And I think you did this for, you know, business reasons, but she brought up Plexus just saying, you know, I'm watching what I'm eating because I'm doing this system called Plexus. And they said, what is Plexus? And so I gave her a little thing, and I said, this is what you should like have in your kind of notes, because if someone asks you what Plexus is, when you're asking them if they've heard of Plexus, or has anyone taken the time to share Plexus with you yet? Then when they say, what is Plexus? Have a little write-up of it. Last thing is, I want to hear from all of you where you're meeting people, because social media has so many facets to it. Again, all the different apps, all the different Facebook groups. I'm learning, earlier I learned about an app. I don't even know what it is. It's called Clapper. I don't know. I have one girl that I started following. She, in her little link tree, it said Clapper. I'm like, what the heck is that? So there are so many different apps that people are using to grow or to connect with people. So I want to hear from you where you're connecting with them, whether it's in person. Are you meeting them at church? Are you meeting them at a Bible study, a book club, Bunko, any type of Facebook group? I want to hear in the comments, because this is going to encourage other people. Where are you meeting your friends that you share Plexus with? Some of mine, I go to networking events once or twice a month. I go to a Bunko group. I go to a dinner club. I have a Facebook menopause group that I'm part of. I have a pastor's group I'm a part of. I love Threads lately. I don't know if y'all are using Threads. That is a great way to meet people, and it's connected to Instagram. I'm almost done. And then I do searches for people, like if I'm thinking like massage therapists or hairstylists, like those people would be great at this business. So I'll look up some in the area and I'll just connect with them on social media. So in the comments, you should be sharing where you're connecting with people. And remember the stats for social media, there are billions, everyone say billions of people out there. So remove your limits of thinking, I don't have anyone to reach out to. Create a simple content and action plan. That might take some time, you know, might take 30 minutes, might take an hour, you know, every month. But think about how that's going to free up your mind to be able to post and be more creative. And then just taking those simple action steps daily of doing the messages, doing some reach outs, because you can't just post and think people are going to come to you and go, what's Plexus? It's rarely going to happen. They are rarely going to come to you. You have to go to them. You have to be bold and you have to reach out. That's it. Sorry, that was a ton of stuff. Does anyone have any questions about anything I shared?
I was going to ask, I had written it down to ask you, do you share your Instagram and Facebook posts, but you answered that. So
Yeah,
like, at
the
same
only
time.
thing I'm doing lately is my reels. Sometimes I will because sometimes on Facebook I think I'm set up to get paid, and so my reels go into my reels on Facebook and they get a lot of hits on there. So I do let my reels go onto Facebook most of the time.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Thanks,
we
Jen.
would love your notes because that was
Okay.
really, really good. Nitty
Sorry,
gritty.
it was a lot.
No, it was awesome. Thank you. Okay. Next, so does anybody else have any questions before we move on? Nope. Okay. Okay, next up we have Kay, and she's going to tell us about or about how to use the double business building bonuses.
Yes, and I'm going to be really fast because I'm under a tornado warning right now, and the siren just went off. So I'm
Okay.
going to go off again, and then I'm going to get off. So I just wanted to, we all need to be recruiting new people. Of course we do. However, I don't want you to be ignoring those people that are already in your back office and the customers you already have, because people are 60 to 70% more likely to order more from you. They're 4 times more likely to, your existing customers are 4 times more likely to refer more new people to you. So don't ignore those people that are in your back office. And these double business building bonuses are the perfect time for you to be reaching back out to those people that you have talked to and they were like, I don't think I want to share. And you talk to them about, an iWatch or a wallet or something, the things that we all love, but to be honest, not everybody wants the incentives. So right now, summer is hitting, people have kids that are going to be home, expenses. This is a perfect time to be reaching out, using the language from, what is the book? Exactly what to say. Not sure if this is for you or not. I'm not sure if you're interested in this or not, but this month, well, in the next couple of weeks, it's only till the 15th. So you got to act on it now. But, double business bonuses, which means once you get 4 people between now and the 15th, your weekly bonuses get doubled. So for example, on a triplex, normally it's $21. It would be $43 for triplex times 4. That's just selling just a triplex. That's not even the reset with everything else. So $43 times those 4 people. And if they're brand new, they're going to go fast start silver. So you could really look at a way to reach out to these people. It might just be getting them to do a simple post at first and then utilizing the 3-way messages to help them get there. But this is the month, this is the time to really go into your back office and look at all those people. You may have asked them and they said no. Well, ask them again. We all know that how many of us joined Plexus the very first time or shared the very first time? How many times did I blow you off, Brandy, before I started sharing? So do not take those no's as a no. Reach out back out to them all. Come up with a message. Voice messages are the best because they're going to hear the excitement in your voice. And it's not just, oh, somebody copied and pasted this to me. But really take some time in the next day or 2 and reach out to those people that are not currently sharing, or maybe people that were sharing and aren't sharing or haven't been. And this might be the thing to re-energize some of your downline. That's it.
That's awesome, Kay. And go take shelter, please, because you're
I'm
making.
gonna go in the basement. See you guys all later.
Bye. Let us know, text us. Let us know you're okay. All right, bye. Ah, Lord, that makes me nervous. I don't like tornadoes. Okay, next up we have Lisa, who is so great at numbers, and she's going to tell us how to calculate our goals.
Hey, everybody. So good to see some new faces, new to me anyway, on here. So that makes me so happy. Welcome. Thank you for jumping on. And I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to talk to you about goal setting and kind of running some numbers and how to run some numbers so that you can actually have a goal that is number oriented and not really specifically know what you're working towards. So you're always going to want to start with where you ended the last month. So you're going to look back at where your points ended in May. And then you're going to think about what your goals are for adding new VIPs this month. So I'm assuming everyone wants to go for 4 in the first 2 weeks and get those double business building bonuses. So so if you add 4, that's 24 points right there for you. So you're going to add that to where you ended in May. Now, of course, everybody that ordered in May might not order in June. That's how our business works. So you can count on, not necessarily all of those points. However, if you have somebody on your team that is also sharing or just getting started sharing, you're going to want to speak to them and ask them what their goals are so that you can add their goals onto your points that you want your points to go up by. So say you're a brand new Gold Ambassador and you ended the month at 105 and you want to go for 150 at the end of this month. So you're going to think about how are you going to get those 45 points? You're going to add for yourself. There's 24 points right there. So where are those other points going to come from? You don't just want to make up a number and put it out there without talking to the people on your team who are also sharing and asking them what their goals are also. So if you have level 1 that also wants to add 4, those 4 are going to be 5 points for you. That's going to be another 20 points. If you help 2 people add their 4, 8 new VIPs at 5 points each for you, if it's your level 1, that's 40 points right there, plus the 24 points that you're planning on bringing in by adding 4. The points add up really quick if you have people on your team who are sharing. Now, if you don't yet, that's okay. That just means that every single person that you bring in, part of your enrollment process is talking to them about the opportunity that's available, whether they just want to, help 3 to 5 people and help get their products paid for, or they want to go all the way to the top. There's a spot here for everyone, which is what is so great about this company. And you can rank up by helping people go senior, silver, and gold. Even silver, if you have lots of silvers on your team who are maintaining their silver, you never know. It might not necessarily be one of your level 1s that is the one that decides to work the business. It could be your level 2 or your level 3. So never count anybody out that comes onto your team, and make sure that the people that you are training are doing the same thing that you are doing. It's all about duplication, right? So you want to make sure that everybody on your team knows about the opportunity and that you're training people that is part of the business opportunity. If you're having trouble with the numbers, I know numbers aren't everybody's favorite. The person who signed you up, or, a couple levels up, if that person's not necessarily working the business, will help you with it. It's actually pretty simple once you figure out how to kind of do the subtracting from where you want to be and where you ended up, what's the difference, and how are you going to get there. And you really want to use the goal sheets. All of the jewels on this call have the goal sheets that we can share with you, so that you can actually do the math. And there's also some, question answering, some journaling on those goal sheets that you can do for yourself as well. But do that math part first so that you can get those numbers down on paper and have those in front of you. I use a little calendar and it's got like a little checklist on the side, and I always write my goals right on the side of that calendar every single month, flip to a new month, rewrite it every single month, rewrite it. And I use like a year one. And so I flip back and look at my goals from the months before. That also helps me with, checking in on my people. But definitely have somewhere where your goals are right in front of your face every single day. Even if you just have to write it on a little piece of paper and stick it to your laptop, or, wherever you're sitting down to work every day, wherever your workspace is. When I first started Plexus, this office that I'm in right now was my daughter's bedroom. Our basement wasn't finished yet, which is one of the amazing things we've been able to do because of this opportunity. And we have like a chair with an ottoman in our living room, and our laptop used to sit on the ottoman because we didn't have an office. And I had papers taped to the wall next to the fireplace. That was my office when I first started. I had all my goals up there. I had every single person who was joining my team. Everybody was up there. I had like a little file folder. Like, you don't have to have a pretty office. But you just need a space where you can put your things, even if it's just a place where you can open your planner and look at your goals every day. And the other thing that's really helpful too is if you share those goals with somebody. It can be your sponsor, it can be an accountability partner that you have, a sideline that's kind of, going at the same pace as you. But to, like with any goal, if you say, I'm going to quit drinking Diet Pepsi, or I'm going to stop having ice cream after dinner, or, if you tell somebody, right, and then somebody sees you doing it or not doing it, and they're like, didn't you say you were gonna, and so just kind of getting it out there and sharing it with someone. I know for me, helps just having someone be there to encourage you and, help you along with those goals that you have shared with someone. So that's about all I have for tonight.
Awesome. Thanks, Lisa. Does anybody have any questions about anything that we covered before we hop off? No? Okay, Sarah, you got me excited about Instagram again. I'm doing it. All right, thanks, y'all. I will have this recording up because you might want to rewatch any of it again. And if Sarah, if you could share your notes with us and we can post them and put them in chats.
Already did.
Okay, awesome. All right, thanks, y'all.
So good.
Thanks, everyone.
Good night.
Yeah.
Thank
Bye.
you. Good night.
Good night.
We didn't take a picture.
I took one
Oh, good.
Okay.
just now.